In this week, in our lecture series, we'll discuss about the very doctrine of subrogation and doctrine of subrogation as we found under property law, especially Transfer of Property Act 1882, and that also under section 92. Then we'll discuss the very types of subrogations as found under Transfer of Property Act 1882. One is legal subrogation and the second one is conventional subrogation. So also we'll discuss about the essentials of valid subrogation. So now we'll go to the very meaning as it is being defined under the Transfer of Property Act, which regulates the transfer of property in India and defines the right of individuals engaged in such transfer. So, subrogation means, and it involves the transfer of rights of a mortgage to an individual who redeems a property through the payment of debt and after fulfilling the essential prerequisites for a valid claim. So, it explores the very concept and meaning of subrogation. And as we found, the very dictionary meaning of subrogation is to substitute something or someone for another. This concept was initially coined in the Roman law. However, the 1929 amendment to the Transfer of Property Act 1882 introduced subrogation in India through Section 92 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. Let us understand in detail what subrogation under the Transfer of Property Act means, its different types, and the essentials of a valid subrogation claim. So, Section 92 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 touched upon the doctrine of subrogation. It has been defined as the process that allows an individual who has redeemed a property to be entitled to the same rights as the mortgagee. Such rights of the mortgagee may be in the form of redemption, sale, or foreclosure. So, the very example that we would like to analyze to understand the very concept of subrogation. For example, A mortgage his property to Z. B and the very property in question is Z and paid an amount of Rs 10 lakhs. C pays such an amount to P and redeems the property. As a result, she would now enjoy the same rights over the property, and that property is in question Z, as you are available to B as the mortgagee. And subrogations are two types as provided under Section 92 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. So, the first one is legal subrogation. As the very term suggests, it surfaces through the operation of law. When a person with an interest in a property redeems it through debt payment, there would be legally subrogated to such property. Legal subrogation can be claimed by co-mortgagor, surety, puissant mortgage, and the purchaser of the equity of redemption. And while conventional subrogation occurs when the person paying off the debt has no direct interest in the property, such subrogation is created through a contract which can be written or expressed. but does not necessarily emerge as a consequence of the operation of law. And now we will discuss the essentials of valid subrogation. So, the first one is that the individual claiming subrogation must not be a mortgager. A mortgager redeeming a property through payment would only fulfill their duty of paying off the debt and cannot claim subrogation. On the other hand, a co-mortgager can claim subrogation if they also pay off the other mortgager's part. And the second valid essential for a valid subrogation is that there cannot be a claim for partial subrogation against partial redemption of the property. The redemption of the property must be whole for claiming a valid subrogation. And the third essential for a valid subrogation is the claim for subrogation can only be demanded by an individual with an interest in the mortgage property, allowing them to redeem the same. And the fourth essential for a valid subrogation is that the individual must have redeemed the property through payment to the mortgager. In addition, they must receive in writing that they will be subrogated to the mortgage's right. So, the very concept of subrogation is significant for mortgagors and mortgagees as their rights on the transfer of property are impacted by it. A subrogation may be legal or conventional based on the existing interest of a party claiming the subrogation. So, to get in touch with such a topic and its very legality, Section 92 of the Transfer of Property Act clearly define what exactly subrogation means, and that very provision under Section 92 was inserted in the 1929 amendment to that existing act, and that was Transfer of Property Act 1882. So, in this lecture, we have discussed what exactly subrogation means and how it originated under Roman law. Then, subsequently, how under the 1929 Amendment Act, the very section 92 to the Transfer of Property Act 1882, subrogation was inserted. And what are the different types of subrogation that also we have discussed, such as legal subrogation and conventional subrogation. Then also we have discussed all those four important essentials of valid subrogation. So in our second lecture that we would like to discuss regarding subrogation and law of contract.